It's my old roommate.
Oh, yeah?
Used to live with this guy in about 1990. Yeah.
I've been thinking about you. I've been meaning to tell you, sit down with me, let's have a drink.
So we're here with Todd from Propagandhi, and you guys are on tour now for the 7th full-length album, and it's been 20 years now since you've been in Propagandhi.
Yeah.
Looking back on that, how do you feel about the evolution of these records?
We just keep trying our best and playing hard, trying to make songs we like, and I think that's kind of all we've ever done, you know. So
I listen to the new record over and over again, and it does this thing that most Propagandhi albums do to me. Like 3 songs hook me right away, and then they grow on me like a fungus, and I'll move on to like a different set of songs or something like that.
Right on, yeah.
So how does it feel looking back on the last 20 years? Like it's an interesting career. Like you guys seem to be able to make records kind of whenever you feel like it, which is cool.
Yeah.
And it never seems like there's like the audience they're always kind of waiting there for you. Like
I don't know. We're lucky that way. I think it's like taking so long to make the records could kill us off, you know. But yeah, I think maybe if you don't put out too many, there's not just this endless slew of records, you know. That's just. You know what I mean? Like people don't know which one's which, and they're all like the same because they come out so often.
Yeah.
You know, I think maybe the gap like makes people have a feeling like they want to hear it again. You know.
The record was released 2 weeks ago, and it seems like it's doing fairly well. Like the reception is good.
Yeah, we heard. Yeah, it's doing really well. Like Epitaph sent us a message saying it was like already sold what they're hoping to sell all year almost. So,
oh wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I don't necessarily know what that means, but it's like it can't be bad, you know.
Right. Well, congratulations, I suppose.
Thanks, yeah.
It'd be kind of remiss not to talk about politics in a Propagandhi interview. I'm curious if, I don't know, maybe this is just the way I feel about it, but coming from like the 90s and the zine scene and the DIY scene and stuff like that, could you have predicted that, you know, companies like Budweiser are using feminism to sell beer?
What's become of the world is like it's so cartoonish and crazy. It's unbelievable, you know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like I would have predicted maybe something bad and dark and evil, but not so comedically, horribly dark and evil, you know. Like it seems like the world is like clown, like literally like a joke or something, you know. Like it's turned into a dark episode of some crazy sitcom.
When you think about like feminism and veganism and stuff like that, now it's 25 years down the road, and we have a prime minister who claims to be a feminist.
Yeah.
Which I think is weird because I see him claim it, but isn't it in his power to be like, okay, look, we have an issue. There's 4,000 missing Indigenous women.
Yeah.
Like he has the power, so it seems that it's really. It's really just a tool, like selling Budweiser or selling a political agenda. Like
he gets his benefits from it, but I think in somewhere in him he feels like that's right. You know what I mean? Like that. Again, I'm not defending him or anything. I'm just saying, like, you know, like people kind of make their choices in a way, like, you know, like Trump chooses to be the opposite. You know, he chooses to be this way. Like, you know what I mean? Like I agree with exactly what you're saying. Like he's not doing much with it.
I'm really taken aback at how cynical I am about it.
Oh yeah, me too. It's hard. The thing, I guess, what I always just try to keep in mind is like no matter how cynical you get, like there's real people dying. You know what I mean? Like as cartoony as the world gets, like it's not cartoony for the person being like bombed or whatever, and it won't be cartoony if. Like North Korea gets nuked or, you know what I mean, or vice versa, or Korea nukes Japan, like, then the cartoon's over, the joke's over, you know?
Yeah.
When people are being, like, beaten by, you know, the KKK or something, like the cartoon's over, you know?
Like, that's right.
I don't think we understand, like everyone's living in this kind of tongue-in-cheek, like, political correct this and that, and, like, everyone's needling at everyone, no one's, you know, everyone's taking extreme positions to try to be ridiculous almost, you know, and yeah, it's gonna pay, like it's gonna punish us all big time, you know, like it already is, you know.
Well, for example, I mean, you guys have worn your politics on your sleeves, but you've actually put your money where your mouth is. You donated some prize money you won to the Haiti Action Network. Like, it seems you take the time to put your money where your mouth is, which is activism, rather than just, you know, saying on social media, putting in your 2 cents.
Right.
Wouldn't it be better if Budweiser was doing something like that? If they said, hey, we made an extra $8 million more than we projected this quarter, so hey, we triaged this issue, we threw money at it without even advertising it. It's in their power to just do it. Doesn't that seem like a reasonable...
It does to me, you know, but I don't really feel like I fit in this world, so
Yeah.
I guess not. Like, I don't understand myself, you know.
Yeah.
Like everyone has the power to do something worthwhile, you know, like with whatever they think, and you know what I mean? I guess some people do in choosing to give money to their church or whatever, if that's what they believe, but some people are given to the Republican Party, some people are given to, it's just, to me, a lot of it's like just wasted money, not understanding they're just funneling all their money to like rich people endlessly.
To go back to kind of the records, like another thing that I've liked over the last few albums is there's still a nice dose of politics, but then there's also a really good dose of like humanizing songs.
Yeah.
Like Without Love, on the last record, like I think everybody had their own Devil's Creek or something like that, like when you're a little kid. And on this album, the last song I listened to, like I hear a father kind of writing a song to his kids, like he's, you know, it feels like Chris is talking to his sons or something like that. And it's still political and still about how shitty the world is. But do you guys actively kind of do you say, okay, this one's going to be a more personal song?
No, to me, like no matter what it is, they all feel like they're personal songs, you know. Because like even the ones that seem like really political, like I've always kind of wondered like why there's a difference, you know. Like if you're saying like this society sucks and it's truly fucking us and killing us, like it's to me a real emotion, you know. And I guess people writing like typical love songs, like I can't take the way I'm feeling, you know. I'm in so much love, I gotta tell the world, you know. To me it's the same. It's like this world's causing me so much grief that I have to write about it, you know what I mean? And like I could, like we could all write love songs too, but it's just like, it's like I guess for us it's like we're a little more spurred on like sonically and musically to deal in darkness, more than darkness, frustration. I was re-listening to your back catalog in preparation for this, and like, so a song from I Spy like Appliances and Cars, like that's like a love letter to hardcore and how it can't be monetized, right? Yeah, or music in general, you know, like we love this music. That's exactly what it is, you know. It's just, I love this music, I don't want to see it destroyed, you know what I mean? I like what I thought it stood for, even though like that song was written as things were changing from bands like SNFU and No Means No and like the Nils and everything, you know, Voivod, like all these bands that were so awesome, and then suddenly they're getting like, it's like getting like ruined, like for me ruined by like, I won't name any bands, but like we all know what I'm kind of getting at.
World culture shit.
And just like, and commercialization, and you know, it's just like, to me it was like, breaking my heart, you know, here's my fucking sad love song, So you're right.
I really enjoyed the album. I'm really glad that you guys made another one. And the addition of Sulin, that seems to be awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome.
How did Beav play on the record as well?
Yeah, he did, because we were writing some songs with him, you know, and like he knew parts, and and he's a nice guy. Yeah, we like him. Good guitar player, you know. We just we kind of, I don't know, I felt good about not just like, you know, like there's a band and, you know, like you're gone now, buddy, you know, like, you know.
You can still collaborate on it.
You know what I mean? Like you like the guy and Sulin's awesome, you know, just like, let's just have fun.
Does that change the dynamic, like, for the writing? Did it?
Those songs were mostly me, Chris, and Jord, you know, like, because, like, Beav was gone, like, he went to be a teacher, and Sulin lives in Florida, you know, so like, we got her whenever we could, and kind of kept Beef doing what he was, you know what I mean, his contributions and playing, and like let him keep his parts that he made and all that, you know. And yeah, and then the rest is just us jamming every day. Like, we jam 5 days a week, you know. Just like we meet at 2 every day, just go hard, you know.
Awesome.
Yeah, we never stop, even like when we have no records, we're still jamming. Like, I don't know what we're doing and where all the time goes and all that, but that's what we're doing, yeah.
But I think that's, I mean, like those bands like No Means No and SNFU, like when they started, that's what they did.
Oh yeah,
they played
yeah.
5 days a week.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
regimented themselves, and that's how you get tight. That's how you get a better product.
Yeah, I've seen people talking about like SNFU, like other bands talking about them in the day. Yeah, they just practice like crazy, and it shows. You know, like when they show up in your town, you're like, fuck, they're from the next. You know, there's bands and there's the next level. Like No Means No too. You know,
that bad.
Yeah, you're just like and Voivod.
I saw Voivod here like a year ago, and man, it's just it makes you either want to quit guitar or go home and practice.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
So like I see that stuff too, and I'm just like I can feel like it's not just the music, but it's like these guys cared enough to be there 5 days a week. You know. Yeah. Like. There's some bands that want to charge the same ticket. It's a joke that they don't want to play and don't want to try, but we're punk, you know. Yeah. But to me, it's like, well, then charge $3. Yeah. You know what I mean? Play your shitty show. People will have fun, you know. Yeah. But I want to see, like, I really want to see people that aren't tongue in cheek, really, you know. They're serious. They want to play. They want to play what's on their mind. They want to. They want to practice every day and they live in their music, you know? Like, that's what appeals to me, you know?
Has there been any new bands that have caught your eye that do that?
Oh, yeah, tons. Like, they're not always punk bands, you know? There's a band from England called The Grand Collapse I just saw. I'm just going by like that. But the band, like, I love the last Contortionist record. Yeah. I haven't heard the new one, but they're like a metal band. But I just went to see, like, the band they were playing with when they were opening. And I was like, oh, this is the fucking greatest. And then I listen to Catatonia all the time. Like, something about them turns my crank, the singer's voice. It's just so depressing, you know. And I love the new SNFU record, even with Chai's like slightly crinkly voice. You know, he's got so much personality in life, and I find the lyrics really funny, and like they paint like a real picture of like what his life is about and what it's like, you know, like staying with people, pissing in their sink, doing drugs, you know what I mean? Yeah. You get a picture of the guy and like being in Edmonton. And
he's not dishonest.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, so, I feel it. Yeah,
that comes through. So it's not.
And like the crinkly voice comes with someone who's done so many drugs, you know. So it's like it's who he is. It's what's happening, you know. Watch the guy go from a young 20-year-old man to an older guy with a few issues, but not enough issues that doesn't make him a superstar in my mind, you know what I mean? Like he's still like, I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for your time. We really appreciate this, and hope you have a great show tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.